What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Amaka, and if you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back. So, in today's video, I'll be telling us a story, and while telling this story, I'll be doing my makeup at the same time. Well, this story is about one of my experiences as a makeup artist. I've told this story before on my channel, but then I ended up deleting it for some reasons. But don't worry, I'll be telling the story again today. So guys, stay tuned and don't go anywhere. So guys, the story I'm about to tell you guys happened about 2 years ago. Like when I was still learning makeup from my boss. So we went for a job in Ohafia in Abia State. And this particular experience, guy, it wasn't funny. But let's continue. So we set out from Umaya to Ohafia around 8 a.m. in the morning, and by 10 a.m. in the morning, we've already gotten to our destination in Ohafia. We used the Google map. So when we got there, the bride was already waiting for us, and we started the makeup. You know, taking time is a bridal makeup and all that. Let's say we finish around 1. We finished the makeup around 1. And then the argument was that my boss had to wait for her. Like, they were still doing the traditional rites, so we had to actually wait for her to, like, the makeup. The first set was for the traditional rites and all that. Then when they were done around 3, we now had to move over to the trad. And for the trad, she was going to use the makeup we did on her for her first outing, and then for the second outing they had to do a little bit of retouching and then tie her gele before we can go. By the time we finished all these, guys, it was already 5 p.m. in the evening, but there was no problem because my boss had a car and it wasn't much of a big deal. So I was like, no big deal now, it's 5 p.m. We'll set out immediately. Ohafia to Umaya is highest about 1 hour 30 minutes, and based on we already know our way, so it's going to be easier as well, unlike when we are just depending fully on the Google map. So we set out. We've not even moved. Okay, we moved from Ahafia to Abriba. Getting to Abriba, I think there is a market or something that is popular, or square. Or getting to that particular popular place, on our way going to that place, get me right, the car broke down in the middle of nowhere, guys. Like, this was already around the 6, in the middle of nowhere, and it was just me, my boss, and her cute brother. So we had to, like, stay there. There was nothing we could do. So my boss now managed to find a bike man passing to take her to that particular market to know if she can get a mechanic or something. So as we were waiting for her, it was around, we were there till around the 7, and then she managed to bring, she came along with a kind of a towing van, but it's not really a towing van, it's just a car that dropped something. All these cars that carry like wood and all that, so the car helped to tow us to the market in front of the mechanic. But then the mechanic man said that nothing can be done about it like that quickly. What was wrong with the car? I forgot what was actually wrong. So while we were there, my boss decided to call her husband. Umaya to Abiba wasn't that far, it's just about 1 hour 30 minutes. So we now decided to wait for the husband to come with another car and pick us up. So guys, while we were waiting, time was going. We were there for about extra 2 hours. The husband still didn't come. He was actually on his way, actually. Probably, you know, he's in the night time, so maybe hold up or whatever, holding him back. So we were there till around 9 in the evening. Meanwhile, guys, before all this, while we were at this work, my dad called me. He was like asking me how is school. This was around Easter period. Asking me how is school and all that. And he don't see me now. I would never say the truth because I was doing that without their consent as of that time. So I told him I was in school. Just imagine if something actually happened to me. And that was not even the gist yet. So guys, while we were waiting, around 9 p.m. we heard gunshots, guys. I was like, I don't know if I've been that scared before in my life as of then, because I've never had such experiences. I'm not a night person and I don't go about in the night. So just imagine being in an unknown place that none of my family members even knew I went for such a thing, and then something happens to me. We heard gunshots. my boss and I, we ran into this tank. All these tanks that carry containers. There was a space there, and then there was a space between the tank, and then there was a dwarf fence there. So we hid there. But while we were there, my boss was like, what if we are bitten by a snake? Please, people, let's leave it. We jumped out, like, we jumped out of it, and then we ran to this shop. This woman that sells biscuits and drinks, she was actually closing. We ran to her shop and pretended that we wanted to buy something. So we now stayed there. After a while, the gunshots stopped. We were so scared. Like, what do we even know we were doing? Like, in an unknown place like that. After the gunshots, we came out. The only weird thing that happened was that we noticed that the people there didn't actually run with us. Like, they were calm. So when we now actually went back to the mechanic shop, the man now told us that when we were really running pan, that it was nothing, that it's just one big boy in their village that came back for Easter. So they are shooting gun for him. You need to see how angry I was. Like, guy, you have money and so what? Is that why you're scaring people up and down? But probably they already used to it, and that was why they weren't scared. They were just all calm, unlike us that we are visitors. My boss was actually scared because she sent her brother to go and try to know if he can withdraw money, because we actually didn't have any money on us while we were there. The only money I had on me was when she dropped me off in Omaha. I will now find my way back to school. But then she didn't have any cash on her because she was obviously with her car and she didn't know something like that was actually going to happen. But then after the gunshots, after a while, the brother returned and he actually got money. He was actually able to collect money, so that was a good thing. So after the brother came back, we now sat there, we bought some snacks, and we were now eating the snacks when the husband came. That was around 9:30 to 10. So he now used the car he came with, the jeep he came with, and then they tied it to my boss's Honda. So we towed the car to Ibere. That's the place my boss's elder sister is married to. And after that, we now set out for Omaha. And then we got to Omaha around 10:30. So my boss and the husband now drove me back to school around 11 o'clock. So when I go back to school, lucky enough there were still keke inside school, so it wasn't that hard for me to go back to my lodge. But the funny thing is that when I got to my street, it was already so dark and I had to run from the junction of my lodge to my lodge. Lucky enough, that was the luckiest thing that ever happened to me, like within that time, because it was already after 11 and I was so lucky my lodge gate was still open. So immediately I noticed the gate was open, I just rushed inside like a mad person. Like Immediately I got to my room, guy, I just went down on my knees and thank God. Like, what would have happened if something happened to me? Where would I have told them I went to? Even though I didn't go for something bad, but as of then, they were in support of me learning makeup. It was just after I was already done learning, and then they saw the determination that they were able to allow me to do my thing. So guys, the moral lesson of this story today is that no matter where you're going to, always make sure that someone knows where you're going to at any particular time you're going out. If you're traveling, make sure someone knows. Even if you can't tell your siblings or your family members where you're going to, make sure you tell your friends in case something happens to you. I'm not saying something is going to happen to you, but in case something happens to you, then we will know how to find you or what's like, we will know where to look for you or something like that. So always make sure you tell someone where you're going to, and never lie to your parents. Because one of the things that even scared me is that I told my dad I was in school. So what if something happened? How does being in school tally with you're in a half year doing what? Like, what would I have said? So, and another moral lesson I'll be putting in is chase your dreams no matter what. Even though they were against it at first, the letter supported it. So always chase your dreams no matter what happens. So guys, that will be all for today. In my next video, I'll be giving us another gist, and I'll be doing a makeup as well while doing the video. I'll be giving us a gist about one of the bridal jobs I went for in Port Harcourt. That was last year. I'll be telling you guys how everything went, and you know. So guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell to always get notified whenever I post a new video. Hit the like, comment, share to your friends, and always come back for more gist. Bye.